pre-draft interviews.
Hello, I'm the head scout for the Golden State Warriors. I want you to know that we're strongly considering you based on your performance tonight with our first-round pick, 11th overall. We'd like to get to know you a little better before committing to you. I'm sure you understand. We have a couple of questions, if you don't mind. We feel like we already have some great young guards on our roster in Monte Ellis and Stephen Curry. Where do you see yourself fitting in with those guys?
I didn't really want to go with the Warriors, so I ended up mashing triangle for both of these questions.
I'm not really a fit with your current roster. You guys already have some nice guards, guys that would cut into my playing time. I'd rather go to a place where my talents would be best used, and I'm sorry, but that's just not with the Warriors.
Interesting. Next question. This team has a lot of momentum right now. We went through a rough stretch and had some recent draft picks that didn't work out. With guys like Monte, Stephen Curry, and David Lee, we really feel like we're on the up and up. We like what we've seen out of you, but how do you see yourself fitting in with the team?
Look, you got some great young players on your roster, but I got to keep it real here, man. I really don't see it working out between me and you. I'm looking to jump into a winning situation, and you guys in Oakland don't exactly have a history of that. It's nothing personal. I just need to do me, baby. Know what I mean?
So I
Thanks
just...
for your time. It was a little disappointing, to be honest, but I appreciate you being upfront with us.
I just dissed the Warriors, but it's okay. Didn't really want to go there anyways.
Nice job out there tonight. Your play really impressed us, so much so that we're considering using our pick on you if you're available when our turn comes up. Before we get that far, we'd really like to ask you a couple of questions. Question number one. I feel like we have our point guard of the future in Brandon Jennings, but I would be remiss to not look at all available options in the draft. How do you think you compare to Brandon?
Draft me, trade
I think
him.
Brandon's a good player, but I think I'm a much more complete player. If you draft me, you'll be moving your franchise forward a number of years. He still has good trade value, and I really think you'd be able to bring in another solid piece to build around if you draft me.
All right, then, one more. We realize that here in Milwaukee, we don't have the appeal of a Los Angeles or New York or a Miami. We tend to look for players who would be proud to be part of this organization. Someone who can really take pride in being a Milwaukee Buck. Someone who's willing to spend their entire career as a Milwaukee Buck. Are you that person?
I don't know.
I don't know. To be honest with you, I'm still so young. I haven't played a single minute in the NBA yet, so I don't feel that I can tell you with any certainty that I'm going to play my entire NBA career for one team.
Okay, I think we were able to get a good read into what you're all about. We'll be in touch.
Phoenix Suns.
Nice job out there tonight. Your play really impressed us, so much so that we're considering using our pick on you if you're available when our turn comes up. Before we get that far, we'd really like to ask you a couple of questions. Question number one. As a point guard, we really feel like we can offer you something amazing, something no other team in the NBA can offer. With Steve Nash's career winding down, you have the chance to play behind and learn from one of the greatest point guards to ever put on a uniform. Once Steve decides to hang it up and you've learned everything you can from him, the starting point guard spot is yours. How can you say no to that?
No disrespect at all to Nash. The man is a living legend, but I want to make my own tracks in this league and not follow someone like him. I just don't have any interest in living in the shadow of Steve Nash. I hope you know it's nothing personal, man.
Next question. As a whole, the Suns have kept the same core for the better part of a decade. We found a winning formula and stuck by it, just rotating in supporting pieces where necessary. As I'm sure you've seen over the last year or so, we're in the midst of overhauling our roster. We really love the idea of you being a part of that process. What do you think about being a centerpiece for the new Phoenix Suns?
Man, I love the idea that you consider me a centerpiece. That type of confidence in me, how can I not love the idea? I'm interested in making a name for myself in the NBA, and Phoenix sounds like a great fit to me.
That was completely the opposite of my first answer.
Well, I can see that we are not a match, unfortunately. Good luck to you on draft night.
So I'm happy where I go. I'm going to fast forward a little bit. It says Golden State, but it always says the first team that offers you. So it ain't going to be no Golden State. Although it wouldn't be too bad to play there, but nah, don't want to play there. So I had 32 points. I'm going to pause that. I had 32 points my first game in the Rookie Showcase, 2 assists, 3 steals, and 1 block. Strength says has the makings of being an excellent outside shooter, plays with a high level of intensity and passion. Telling, and the weaknesses was poorly telling teams that he simply won't play for them, lacks experience, and can be a bit something with the ball. Like many young players, often gets caught trying to do too much. Looks like the NBA just don't know who they're messing with right now. I'm just kidding. I am a rookie after all, so I can expect to hear some things like this, but let's get right to the draft.
Good evening and welcome to the 2011 NBA Draft. Tonight is the culmination of the efforts for some of the world's most talented young players. It is a time for their dreams to be realized and to be welcomed to the elite group of players that are called NBA players. We thank all of you for joining us on this exciting night, whether you are watching on television or following us online. And finally, a big thanks to all the fans here in the building for providing this wonderful atmosphere. Now, let's get going. With the first pick in the 2011 NBA Draft,
you don't need to see this.
Cavaliers.
Get forward to it. I'll go to number 7 and we'll play.
Detroit Pistons select Brandon Knight from the University of Kentucky. With the 9th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Charlotte Bobcats select Kemba Walker from the University of Connecticut. With the 10th pick in the 2011 NBA Draft, the Milwaukee Bucks select the point guard from the University of Georgia.
So I go to the Milwaukee Bucks. So maybe they drafted me, got the other half, and trade Brandon Jennings. So I'm going to be taking over his spot. The Reign at point guard. Here's my contract negotiations. You can see that it says $1.92 million for 2 years, and the option is team. What the option means is after the 2 years that I play, the team that say I get traded even, but say I'm with the Bucks still, the team can bring me back for another year and pay me the same amount they did for that one season. So it can go to an advantage sometimes, or I can end up stuck with the Milwaukee Bucks for 3 seasons. I don't know. But that's my contract. Stay online, stay tuned. I'm going to try to get up some more videos today. Thank you.